Hi, I'm Mandeep Singh, founder of Mandeeps.com. In this short video, we will learn how to import user accounts using our Live Utilities module. Let's get started. I am logged in as a super user. As long as you're logged in as an admin or super user, we have access to Live Utilities module. In my case, I have the Live Utilities module on the Manage Users page already placed right here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. We want to import user accounts, so let's go ahead and click on Import. So the step one asks us, what do we want to import? So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to import user accounts. The secondary step here is asking us what kind of action do we want to take. Create users, do we want to update them, delete them, or remove them? So I'm going to go ahead and just choose create users for now. I do have a CSV file called a sample.csv. I'm going to open this in Notepad, so just take a look at it really quick. What we have is the last name, email, phone, first name, country of all the users I want to go ahead and import. This is sample data, so this is all basically sample generated test data. The order or the format that your CSV file is not important, and we'll see that in a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and import the sample.csv. So let's click on upload file. I'm going to paste that path and then just choose my sample.csv. And there we go. So now that I have imported that file in, I'm on my step 2, which is mapping our columns to appropriate fields. So in my CSV file, I had a bunch of columns, and they're now all available here. What I'm going to do is map these columns to the appropriate field on the left. So first name will become first name here, last name will be last name. I don't have a display name in my CSV, so I'm going to leave it blank. Email is bold font here, which means it is a required field, so I do have email here. And username can be left blank, in which case it can be auto-generated, or I can force a value right now. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my email is the username. Password, I don't have one in the file, so I'm going to just have the system generate one for me. Similarly, I could go ahead and add all the profile properties. For example, in my sample data, I do have a country, so I have a country right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose that, and I also have a phone number, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that as well. Let's see if we have a phone number option here. We do. It's a telephone option right here, so I'm going to go ahead and choose it, the phone number. Next, we're going to go ahead and click on preview data, and this shows us first few records of our CSV file, the way it's mapped. We want to make sure the mapping is done correctly. So it looks fine. Eva is first name, and email and username match, and there's a telephone number that I have, and there's the country I have. So it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click next, and this is where we get to choose some of the options. So since we didn't specify a display name, and that's required, so now we have to automatically generate it. We have a bunch of different options. We can use email address as the display name, first initial, last name, first initial, and so forth. In my case, I'm just going to say first name and last name should be used for the display name. Now, if for whatever reason we didn't specify a username, we would have a similar option right here. If also for some reason a value is not appropriate for the username, we can have a fallback, and we can use that here. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. Since we didn't specify a password, the module is going to automatically generate one for us. We also have the option at this time to force the user to change their password on the next login. If I check that, that will happen. And I can make sure that we delete all existing users before we import this. This is if you're doing a trial run and you want to keep importing new ones and deleting the old ones, so you can do that. I'm just going to leave these two unchecked. I'm going to go ahead and click on import. Okay, so now we're at our job screen. We've just created a job. This is job number 1. The type is to import. We're importing user accounts, and basically we have a progress bar. We have a scheduler that's running in the back and doing the processing. So it's already imported 300 of 1000 records, which I had in that file. We've had 0 errors so far, and there were any, they'll pop up right here. And I can go back to view jobs, and that will bring me to a list of current jobs whether they complete or running. I can always click on one to go back where I was. Once I go back to the job, it should update in momentarily, and as a matter of fact, it's already completed. So the status is completed, and we have no errors, and it says appended 1000 of 1000 records. Okay, so let's cancel out of this, and as you can see, I already have 1001 items. If you recall, I had a one user created prior to beginning the import process, and now I have 1000 users imported as well. You can see the display name is first name plus last name. We see in the address that we see the country which we imported. In the telephone, we have the telephone number that was imported. So all the profile fields are being imported. I'm going to go ahead and click edit here just to see that there's the username, the display name, the email address, and so forth. So that's how simple it is to import new users using Live Utilities. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or concerns, please do open up the support tab.